Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Lyric. Today I would like to do a tarot love reading for the sun sign of Gemini. We'll take a look at the energies from the masculine, the feminine, and then we'll take a look at the connection. Excuse me. So let's get started. Cool. I've never seen that card before in this deck. Oh. Yikesies. Wow. Interesting. Feminine. Okay. 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 So I'm seeing a bunch of cards here that I haven't seen out of this deck before. So just give me a minute here to sort this out, and I don't have the book nearby, so I'm going to go off of intuition and off of vision. Okay, so I hope that you don't have a problem with that, and I hope that you trust me as a tarot reader to guide you appropriately. Okay, so for the feminine, I have the Wheel of Fortune. This is so interesting because I'm just going to say this, I always had a hard time kind of interpreting the Wheel of Fortune card clearly. Like, it was always very vague and sort of just like, oh, change is coming, some karmic balance is happening. But on this card here, I can see some more specifics, so I'll get into that in just a second. But so I'm gonna go with this. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going the Wheel of Fortune, the Temperance card, and the Ten of Swords. So it looks like the Divine Feminine was going through a lot with the Ten of Swords here. Let me take a look 1 second here. Yeah, it looks like she has turned her back on her masculine, that she decided that this connection was overwhelming for her, that she felt, you know, just overwhelmed here with this Ten of Swords. She needed to sort of get some balance in her life, to sort of sort through her feelings and nurture herself here with this Temperance card. I feel that she was giving a lot to this masculine, that she was just constantly fulfilling his needs, was just kind of putting herself on the sidelines and ignoring everything about her. And this has caused a serious disruption of energy, and just made her exhausted, basically. And I feel that at this time she's in a period of healing and recovery, and that she is, the word that came to my mind is organizing herself, is just getting herself together. With this Wheel of Fortune card here, I'll bring it closer so you can see. I always do things a little sideways, but I feel that Source is sort of teaching her a lesson at this time. That at this time she's really sort of recognizing her spiritual self, her intuition, her feminine energy. I feel that during the whole course of this relationship, she was involved in what's called the anima, in the animal self. That she was reactive, that she was lustful, that she was angry, that she was in her ego, that she was in all of her negative aspects as a human being, basically. And with this Wheel of Fortune here, that Source is spinning the wheels and making a change, and that she's going to be evolved into a spiritual, she's waking up to her higher self, basically, at this time. That she is leaving this Ten of Swords energy behind her, but because it's a double-edged sword here, this Ten of Swords has taught her about her spiritual self, about her higher self, that her conflicts and her trials have raised her up to a higher level of consciousness here. And how does this relate to her masculine? I'm not completely sure, so let's pull some cards on that for the feminine. So tell me more about this feminine. My insecurities are overwhelming me in our connection. So I'm feeling that, so to avoid her own sort of, to avoid herself, she was seeking out this person. That she was looking for a way to sort of ignore who she was, ignore her shortcomings, ignore her deepest desires, basically. And I say her deepest desires because as human beings and how we live in society, I feel that like society teaches us to sort of react and respond on this like animal level, at this like social mechanical way, that we're supposed to have families, we're supposed to go to work, we're supposed to come home, take care of our families, and repeat the cycle over and over and over again. And then on Sundays we can go to church and now we're spiritual, but we're not really taking care of that spiritual being, and we're spiritual beings. And for her, luckily for her, that she, like, for a reason, she's been woken up, like for purpose, she's been woken up to sort of take care of this spiritual self, to nurture this spiritual self. And that's the deepest desires of the human are actually the deepest desires of the spirit. And she's kind of, the pendulum is swinging on that. And she's beginning to see a different way of living, a different way of life, a new perspective. So, and let's get some more cards. Tell me more about Gemini, please, just for the feminine. Tell me more about Gemini for the feminine. I'll take this one. You make it hard to stay with you, the Seven of Pentacles. So I feel that in her animal self, she was casting those needs and those not needs, but they're these things that come up in our awareness, and it's our spirit that's trying to capture our attention. And they're spiritual blocks, but they present themselves in and oh, this person doesn't act the way I want them to. This person is so selfish. And oh, this person cut me off in traffic. And all along, we're denying the spirit. Like we're constantly reaching outside of ourselves and denying our spiritual selves. And so this statement here, you make it hard to stay with you, was a coin, or it was one side of the coin that's showing her about her spiritual self. And she is waking up to that at this time. I don't believe that these energies are in union. I believe that they're in separation. And she's really frustrated with her masculine at this time. But at the same time, she almost feels a sense of relief that she is learning something about herself. It's not even that she realizes that she's learning something about herself, but something's changing. And she doesn't know that it's so fragile that she can't really pinpoint it. But something is guiding her along and helping her to notice things differently than she has before. For the masculine, I have the Ten of Wands, the Knight of Swords, and the Queen of Cups. So I feel that this masculine, despite all of this feminine's efforts, this divine masculine ventured off and went seeking more, what is that called? Validation from another feminine. That he parted ways from this divine feminine and sought comfort in another. It could have been because they had an argument. It could have been because this divine feminine really had it out with him and was like, you know what, I'm done with this. I'm done dealing with you. Or it could have been because of this that the divine feminine walked away. But I feel like it was before this. And I feel like at this time, the divine masculine is seeking solace in another divine feminine. He is still in his animal state. He hasn't woken up to his divine masculine. He's still denying the spirit within him. He has the Ten of Wands here. And as you can, if you look at this woman in the picture and you see all these owls around her, so there's all of these interruptions, all of these distractions, all of these people in his ear, all of these other women to look at, all of these distractions to take away from who he needs to be taking a look at, which is himself. And he's caught in the middle of this at this time. He is sitting in this Knight of Swords energy, and his sword is facing down, so there's no truth here. He's sitting in his illusion. He's sitting in his denying of his spiritual self. He's in his ego. He's in his reptilian. He's in his animal state of mind right now. So I feel that let's pull some cards for the masculine. Tell me more about this masculine. Tell me more about this masculine. Okay, I've got the Five of Swords. I'm so over my head with all the lies and secrets I keep from you. So I feel that he is in some sort of emotional conflict at this time. I feel that he does feel this loss of this separation from this divine feminine. But at the same time, you know, it could be said that he's lying to her or lying to other women, but at the end of the day, he's actually just lying to himself, and he's denying his feelings. He's denying his personal virtue. Let's get some more cards for him. Tell me more about this. That sounded like a lot of cards, and I mixed these up really good. Okay. Oops, my cards are all messed up. I'm gonna have to fix these before I do another reading. So I got a lot of cards for the masculine. The Six of Pentacles. I don't feel good enough for you. You deserve someone better. So I feel that argument that they had where she sort of exclaimed to him, like, I'm doing all of this for you. I'm giving you everything that I have, and it's still not good enough. And that sort of, he probably went and sought out another woman to sort of redeem that statement. And this is how he feels inside. I don't feel good enough for you. You deserve someone better. The Ten of Cups. You don't need another man. I feel that, I feel like this is all coming from his internal side, but this is part of himself that he's ignoring. That he won't really step into and walk in. Like, he knows this, like it's in his awareness, but he keeps pushing it back. Confessions, I'm clearing the air, but he hasn't cleared the air yet, but maybe he's coming to do that. Maybe it's coming through. Maybe he is going to be coming towards this divine feminine, and maybe with this Knight of Swords, he is going to be coming towards this divine feminine and having an honest conversation with her. I'm giving it all to you now. So, and it's the Ace of Pentacles. So I feel that in the future, there is a transpiring of events that he will come towards this feminine and denounce his liaisons and sort of, I don't think he's going to come towards her with an apology, but I think he's going to come towards her in his honest feelings and sort of express how he feels about her and how he cares about her, basically, at the level that he's able to do that. And I have the Chariot card here. I can't let you go. So he's coming towards her. He's going to come towards her. So for the connection, I have the Four of Pentacles, the Two of Swords, and the Tower card. So this Tower card is really about both of these energies at this time. Like, they're both going through a lot. This divine masculine is running from his feelings. This divine feminine is going through her feelings. So obviously, like, they both have a lot of intense, there is an intense connection there. They're just not dealing with it appropriately. They're both holding on to the past. The masculine is holding on to his ego. He's not really in touch with his feelings. The divine feminine the whole time has been holding on to her ego, but is now that's starting to slip away. And so there's a Two of Swords here on the table for the connection, and I feel that this is sort of the because the divine masculine is going to come towards this divine feminine, but it's the divine feminine's free will if she chooses to take this divine masculine back. So let's get some final thought cards. I find you so incredibly attractive and sexy. It's intense. I pull this card out a lot for the connection. You don't know this, but you are the reason why I get out of bed every day, for the masculine. I feel that's something that he's experiencing at this time. Like he's really kind of like feeling out his feelings, basically. I don't feel good enough for you, so I run, the divine masculine. I feel lost and lonely without you, for the feminine. So I'm going to leave this reading where it's at. It kind of, I feel like it went all over the place. I hope that it resonated with you. If it did or didn't, leave some comments. If you feel like you need a personal reading, check out my description box and book me, okay? Take care. I hope you love the reading. Oops.